Welcome to Our Life in Transition. Listener discretion is advised. This podcast deals with issues about LGBT families and trans-specific topics. We would love to hear from you and welcome your questions and comments. However, we will not tolerate any discriminatory language or hate speech, so please, just don't do it. Enjoy the show.
I don't believe in disciplining for being loud. Like, I will never... That's not a thing that I do.
Yeah, no.
You know, if you do something wrong, if you're hitting, if you're biting, if you're putting something in your mouth after I told you not to, like, stuff like that, fine. But
Yes.
Just for being loud, kids are loud.
Yeah.
So suck it up. When we were kids, we met at camp.
After college, we got married.
10 years later, we finally had a baby.
That same year, I came out as trans.
This is the story of our journey.
Through marriage,
Parenting.
gender.
And all the changes that life brings.
This is Our Life in Transition. Seriously, that looks delicious.
I'm an adult. I can do what I want.
Okay, well, fine. Calm down.
I can't get to it. I made myself a Coke float.
It looks so good.
With chocolate ice cream because I'm fancy like that. And actually,
Ooh.
it's the only thing we have in the house.
Oh, that's true. I think you've earned it, though. That was an ordeal.
Oh my god, this kid. This kid with the not sleeping thing.
So, yeah. Welcome to another exciting episode of Our Life in Transition.
I'm sorry, I missed my cue because I was licking chocolate ice cream off of a spoon. But yes, Our Life in Transition. That's where we're at.
Sorry.
I am Rachel.
And I am Shannon. And actually, I actually started the intro backwards because everything's topsy-turvy right now.
What are you drinking?
Just a regular Coke Zero because convenient.
Well, okay. Don't be fancy then.
I'm tempted to put something in it, though. Kind of having a little bit of a rough day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, today is my mom's birthday. And as we've discussed previously, my mom is no longer here with us. So it's kind of a tough day.
Not entirely true.
Go on.
Well, I mean, she's not physically here, but, she's around.
I mean, yes, she's still with us in that sense, but she's not physically around. So yeah, I mean, I talked about this a little bit in my last coffee break, where I was talking about being a mom and kind of my relationship with that as a trans woman. But being that, this week is kind of all about, there's a lot of mom stuff going on. My mom's birthday, Mother's Day is next week. We figured we would talk about the crazy munchkin who finally just went to sleep in the other room. Because crazy toddler would be crazy.
Yeah. Have you ever, everybody, most of the time, when you're a teenager and you're just being, the most rotten person you could actually be to your parents at any given time, most of the time it's uttered as a curse. Your parents will turn to you and they'll look you in the eye and they'll glare and they'll go, I hope your kids are just like you.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Well, thanks, Mom. That's all I can say. Thanks.
Well, here's the thing, though. When I was, 12, 11, 12, I actually said that to my mom. Because, I mean, by and large, around that time, I was kind of a chill kid. And I was like, listen, do me a favor. Don't ever hit me with the mother curse. And wish on me kids that are just like me. Just don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. And she was like, no, but you're wonderful. I hope you do have kids just like you. But here's the thing. I had been chill for so long at that point that she forgot what I was like when I was little. When I was, like, up until I was, like, 6, I was a fucking monster. And so, yeah. Thanks.
I'm not saying that our daughter's a monster. Our daughter is willful.
Yes. She's independent, as they say at daycare.
Yeah, no, she's willful.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you're not supposed to call kids bossy. You're supposed to say that they're leaders, and that's supposed to be a good trait and stuff like that. And you're supposed to encourage that. But I'm the boss. She's not the boss. She's bossy.
Yeah, she's bossy and stubborn, and it's a little tough. she is very much like us in several ways.
Yeah, and she's 2 2/3 right now. Yes,
yeah,
she's
sure.
2 2/3 right now.
That checks.
And yeah.
I was actually talking to one of my friends like a week or so ago, and I was saying how, like, oh my god, she's being such a handful. And they were like, oh, well, 3-year-olds are worse. I'm like, don't say that to me. Please don't say that to me. I hope that's not the case. But, it's been tough. And it's been tough the past few weeks, the past month. Actually, more than a month. Because we've just been locked in the house.
It's been 6 weeks. 6 whole weeks.
7 years. It's been so long. It's been so long. But it's...
Feels like it's been 20 years.
It took us a while to kind of get into a rhythm, like schedule-wise with her. Because it was just kind of such a disruption, her not being in daycare and, trying to figure out how to work her schedule into whatever our schedule was going to be. And then also trying to figure out a schedule because I'm not working right now. Rachel's only working part-time. This
and I have
energetic child is here all day.
And part of my time I'm working at home, so I actually have to, get stuff done and not have a child climbing all over me.
Good luck.
Usually
you just sequester yourself in the room.
Or, yeah, pretty much. I'm like, Mommy's not here right now.
And she misses daycare.
Oh, she does.
Which is weird, because, last night you were in here working on the computer, and she was like, we have, a little do not disturb thing that hangs on the office door, and she took it and she slung it over her shoulder like it was a purse. And I was like, where are you going? And she said she was going to go see, the people from daycare. I'm like, sweetie, no. Forget the fact that it's 9:30 at night, and no. But, it's a little upsetting, and then, I can tell that she misses them.
Right. And you can't really explain to her in terms that she understands why she can't be there. She
Right.
doesn't get it. And, she's missing my sister and brother-in-law, and she's wanting to talk to them all the time and wanting to see them, and they're an hour and a half away. So, and I've thought about, taking a drive and just, waving at them through the window or something like that, but she's not going to understand that she can't get out of the car.
No, she'll lose her mind.
Then it's going to be an hour and a half ride back to our house with her screaming the entire time.
It was bad enough your parents ran down and dropped some stuff off on your sister's doorstep and waved at her from, a distance, but
and she couldn't
and
hug
she couldn't
them
go hug
and,
her parents.
That
that was tough enough on them, and they're all adults. She would lose her shit. It would be really bad. So, it's, it's kind of shitty situation where we're kind of trying to make things up as we go along, keeping her occupied, trying to keep her, mentally stimulated and keep her, developing and entertained and healthy and active. and not, losing it like we are being stuck in the house all the time. It's been a challenge.
Yeah, trying to find stuff to entertain her without losing our minds has been interesting. And, I mean, on one hand, I thank God for Disney Plus.
Yes.
Because, she's watching all kinds of Disney movies, which I didn't realize how many problematic Disney movies there were, but we'll get to that in another podcast.
Yeah.
But, like...
There was a reason I was whistling the Aristocats theme in the beginning of my coffee break the other day. It was...
Were you?
Yeah, I don't know how many times... Why didn't you listen to my coffee break, Rachel?
When have I had time? I've had a child crawling all over me.
Fair enough. But it...
We have to watch what she wants to watch.
It's gotten to the point, and again, to that thing about, I hope your kids are just like you. I'm really, really... I don't know if good or bad is the phrase I should use. I have this thing about movies that I watch where I kind of memorize them very easily. Like
oh my God.
Okay, so my favorite movie is Ghostbusters. We have this thing that Rachel calls the Ghostbusters game. That if she goes and puts Ghostbusters on, and she likes to do this when I'm in the other room, I'm not looking at the TV, I don't know what she's putting on, and all of a sudden the audio will start playing from the other room, and she times me to see how quickly I start talking along with the movie. I think my record was like 15 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, the kid does the same thing. She does the same thing. She had, what was on earlier? Was it Lion King or was it?
Well, today we've watched Tangled, Lion King, Aristocats, Frozen.
Not the entirety of them, like...
No, just snippets.
Like max, like 20 minutes. Because she can't make up her mind.
I think it was probably Tangled.
Yeah. But, she's quoting along and reciting the movie in time because she's just... A, she's watched them so many times, but B, she's
just a little sponge.
She's a little sponge. The weird thing, though, is that, like, she'll be yammering at us, and here's the thing. Sometimes she speaks very clearly. Sometimes she just mumbles, which is also a problem that I have. And also, we haven't gotten her to give up that freaking binky yet, so sometimes she's got that in her mouth.
One battle at a time.
I know. So sometimes you have no idea what she's saying, and then she starts... You catch what she's saying. I'm like, are you reciting the plot of Frozen to me? What is happening?
Pretty much.
Like,
and but she has no attention span.
Yeah.
So like,
'cause she's 2.
We have like a rotation of movies. Like she'll settle down to watch something, and then suddenly 10 or 15 minutes into it, I don't want this anymore.
Yeah, just when you're getting settled into whatever the hell you're doing, because, okay, cool, I put this on so that you're occupied and I can do something else. And it's like, no, we gotta change things. And, about her being bossy and willful, she's very forceful in saying she doesn't want anything. And it's not just like, oh, I don't want to watch this. Can I watch something else? She like, will grab the remote from the sofa or your hand and then hand it back to you and go, I don't want to watch whatever thing anymore.
Yes.
Which on the one hand sounds adorable the way she says it, but it's like, it's frustrating when you hear it 30 times a day.
Mm-hmm. And she's beaten us down to the point that we just, okay, fine. What now? What can I put on now? Just,
Like,
and I hate to say, like, to be the parent that lets the TV babysit their kids, because it's not that, but, like, you have to be able to, like, walk to the other room to do the dishes, or, like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And so, like, we try to do outside stuff.
Yeah.
We go for walks and stuff like that if it's nice out, but it's been the most miserable April ever.
There better be a lot of fucking flowers this month.
I mean, it's just been cold and wet and windy and awful most of the time.
Which she's let us know, because she also gives us little weather reports. She'll stare out the window, often by climbing on the sofa and staring at the window.
Yeah, because she likes to climb and stand on things she's not supposed to.
Again, a trait she inherited from me.
All of her bad traits she inherited from Shannon.
We'll get to that. But but she'll declare it's windy and cold, even if it's sunny. It's always windy and rainy and cold.
Yes, the weather is always cold and wet.
I'm like, is this how you feel on the inside, or is this what's actually happening?
No matter what, it was 72 degrees yesterday, and she declared that it was cold and wet.
Yeah, it was the first really nice day. She's like, it's cold and wet. I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, it's raining. I'm like, that's sunshine. It's heat, fool.
I don't think you know what those words mean.
And so, it's been crappy weather to be outside, but also, it's not really, we can't really go anywhere.
Right.
There's no playgrounds
walk
for her
around
to take her to. Like,
we walk around the block. We
Yeah.
go and check and see if the bay is still, in fact, filled with water.
and it has been. It's been doing a great job doing that.
And, that's it.
Yeah, basically.
You know.
And we don't have like a nice fenced in yard to just like, here, go. So, if we do like go, let's go play in the yard, we got to make sure she doesn't run out into the street because, again, willful 2-year-old. So, I mean, by and large, like the living room is just the playroom.
And the living room literally constantly looks like a bomb got dropped in
Yeah.
it because I don't care how many times you pick up her toys. The minute she's conscious again, she literally goes over to her toy box and starts chucking things out of it because the toy box must be empty and all of her toys must be displayed for her to choose from. And then she will play with one thing for 5 seconds and never look at it again for 3 days.
Fortunately, I mean, she's got big blocks, but she doesn't have any Legos. So, I mean, we've got that going for us, but...
It's okay. I've stubbed my toe on literally every possible thing that I could stub my toe on.
Yeah, that's fair. And we get her toys, like, with the best intentions. Like, we went on, like, the Santa Polar Express thing, like, in December. And that was great. And my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law got her a nice little wooden toy train, which she loves. And we're like, oh, that's fantastic. And we really encouraged it. Except it's, like, made of blocks, so she also disassembles it.
And leaves
them
everywhere.
everywhere. I mean, she puts them back together in very unique and abstract ways. But, like, it's just everything.
but then, like, even when she's, like, it's an ordeal. Even when she's cleaning up, it's an ordeal. Because
Yes.
she'll clean up her stuff. But she made the mess in a matter of 5 minutes. And in 3 hours, she has cleaned up one item. And then she forgets what she was doing and takes it all apart again.
Well, yeah. Yeah, she, in the process of cleaning up, she's like, ooh, I like this toy, and she'll start playing with it again. And on one hand, it's like, yeah, we can go and clean up the room. But, after doing that 5 times, you're like, for fuck's sake, I don't feel like doing this again. I just want to sit here and look at my floor. And on the one hand, I'm like, I'm enjoying having the time because I'm watching her develop, and she is very creative and artsy and musical, and she loves to dance and sing, but I'm also like, can you just, like, sit still for, like, 2 seconds?
Oh my god. She's very tiring just to watch.
Yes.
She tires me out, like, just seeing her, watching her do what she's doing, and I'm going... On the one hand, I'm like, I need to bottle some of that energy. Like, because that's like 12 cups of coffee. Like, today, like, have you ever seen, like, a cat or a dog, like, who gets, like, the zoomies and, like they, like, just zoom back and forth throughout the house or down a hallway or something like that?
Spin around chasing their tail.
Like, she gets the zoomies in her own way, but, like, usually when she does it, it's like she's jumping on the couch or...
For real, maybe I'm a grouch, but that is the stupidest frickin' thing. I don't know why that's suddenly become, like, the thing to do when kids have birthdays in quarantine, that you have a parade down the street honking your horns. But, people have kids. People
Napping 2-year-olds?
People have, they work the night shift. People sleep. You don't need to go have a honking parade. It's kind of annoying. But... in any case, so the zoomies.
Okay,
you were
curmudgeon. Yeah, so, like, So she'll just get these random bursts of energy and like run around the house like a crazy person, and usually it ends with her like jumping on something that she shouldn't be, like the sofa.
Yeah.
You know, because why not?
And then the thing is, like, you know, you'll try to reprimand her, and like she just laughs in your face, which is like, so
God.
irritating. But it's just like, you know, you want to.
Well, you taught her the whole laughing thing.
No. No, that's an entirely different thing. I mean,
To her.
Well,
you make the distinction. Do you think she does?
Well, I guess, but I mean, she was doing that before we started doing the maniacal laugh. But on the one hand, it's wonderful having the time with her, but on the other hand, it's exhausting spending the entirety of every day in a toddler's playroom.
Yes. Thanks again for listening to the show.
If you like what you hear so far, subscribe so you never miss an episode. Also, be sure to share with your friends and family so they can enjoy as well.
This podcast is made possible by listeners like you. Thank you for your support.
So also in the midst of this, we're doing the hyper-intelligent thing of trying to actually potty train her as well, because we've got the time.
So we, since we have time, we're doing the potty training thing and trying a couple different methods, which are not really working right now.
Well, here's the thing. Like, she's taken to the idea of potty training, but, like, she doesn't understand the concept of necessarily letting us know that she's got to go beforehand. Sometimes she'll go and then be like, I've got to go potty. I'm like, yeah, no, you've got, like, a really full diaper right now. Like,
yeah, and I think part of it is, like, we're not being consistent about trying to take her to the potty regularly. You know, we're waiting for her to tell us instead of, you know, just taking her to the potty every hour or whatever. And I think part of it is because, you know, you have to sit there on the potty, sit there with her while she's going to the bathroom, and nobody wants to do that. You know, it's annoying. And, you know, she's a little over 2.5. She doesn't get the whole concept of telling you ahead of time necessarily.
She wants to come in, like, whenever we have to go to the bathroom.
Right, and then we end up turning her away.
Yeah, because, I mean, if you just got to run in and pee real quick, you know, I don't want to necessarily sit here for 10 minutes and undo your diaper and wait for nothing to happen. Like, especially if you, like, just
Well, that assumes that nothing's going to happen.
That's true. But she does have this tendency, like, you know, to whenever we, like, go in the bathroom, she's like, I got to go potty. I'm like, we just went. Like, we just did this, like, 30 seconds ago. Like, I'm just going back in to get something real quick. Like, you don't need to go again.
Well, she wants to be with the adults, and she wants to, you know.
Yes.
And really, I think a lot of the problem is, you know, we're not ready to put in the work. Potty training is work for everybody, and until we get the consistency down and we just, you know, are taking her to the potty regularly, it's not really going to go anywhere because she's not going to get the concept of, you know, going potty, because some of it's up to timing. And sometimes she tells us that she has to go, and we either are in the middle of something and don't make time for it, or we don't do it. We don't get up fast enough, and, you know, she doesn't get there in time. So, I mean, part of it is, you know, she has to be ready and learn what she has to do, and part of it is that we have to, you know, actually want to take the time.
But she likes the idea, and that's an important.
Well, she likes the idea of getting stickers.
That's true. Yeah, we invested in a sticker chart, so whenever she goes and tries, and she gets a sticker, but whenever she successfully goes, then she gets a unicorn sticker, which is excellent. It makes her very happy, and she keeps demanding unicorn stickers.
Without going.
Yeah. Like, I want a unicorn sticker. I'm like, oh, well, then you have to go to the bathroom. Okay, I'm going to go right now. I'm like, you just went. The things we're doing to try to encourage and reinforce it, she likes, but not necessarily is comprehending when we're doing this and when we're not doing this, and she just wants the end result of I get a sticker. It's kind of like the underpants gnomes on South Park. Just, we're going to steal underpants. And then, profits. Like, she misses the middle part.
Yeah.
And she seems to have gotten over her resistance to the pull-ups. At first, she didn't like them. And she has this thing, whenever she doesn't like something, she says it's too big. First, it was just like, okay, well, there was like a pair of pants that were like, it was a little too long for her. She's like, oh, it's too big. I swear she keeps saying they're too effing big. I don't know exactly what she's saying. She's just kind of mumbling something. But or trying to say too freaking big.
I think they're too big.
It's hard to tell sometimes because 2-year-old yammering. But she keeps saying like everything's too big. And so
yeah, well, she said that a show on TV was too big because she didn't want to watch it. So everything is too big.
Yeah.
That is just code for I don't want this thing.
Yeah, she said the Lullaby we put on the TV was too big. She said my hand sanitizer was too big because I sanitized my hands. Because the one time she got some on her hands and then she didn't like it, so she hates it now. It's too big. But so for a while she was saying that the pull-ups were too big. But now she gets the concept, and she's trying to pull them up on her own.
Which only works if you actually put the pull-ups on her.
Yes, you have to put your legs through first, which is fun because she spreads her toes whenever she's putting on pants or underpants or anything. So it takes some work to get her legs through. But she's trying to pull things up. She pulled her pants up afterwards yesterday. Right.
Well, and sometimes we're just not using the pull-ups, which, again, it's our consistency.
Right.
We have to be consistent about it.
And that's the thing. It's like we're trying to, do something new. Or even just, with everything else we're trying to do. We're just trying to be consistent about it. Which is difficult when, the world is kind of topsy-turvy right now. And you're trying to be regimented in how you're dealing with her when you're not necessarily feeling regimented yourself. And here's the thing. She's 2. She's very 2. And 2-year-olds are going to misbehave. And, again, like I said, I was a little monster. I don't know how you were with this. I mean, I know from video clips I've seen and from talking with my in-laws that you were very loud and very, very vocal when you were little. But
yeah, and that I got in enough trouble for that, so I don't think I did all of the biting and hitting and
yeah, but I was a biter
kicking
when
and
I was
stuff.
a kid. It was bad. And when she doesn't want something or she's not getting her way, as 2-year-olds are wont to do, she's violent. And,
it's worse when she's tired.
Yes.
Because, in the middle of the day, if she's well rested, she'll make an attempt at negotiation. She'll just stand in front of you and be like, Mom.
I don't want to.
Listen here. You have the remote now, and I have decided that this is how things should be. So just press the button. Which I think is a little more disconcerting.
When she's very clear and calm.
When she's very clear and calm and just do the thing, Mom. Just do the thing.
Yeah, she'll walk over, hand you the remote, and go, I want this, and then walk over and point at the TV and demand the thing that she wants. And, she knows what the homepage is on our TV, and she's like, homepage, Disney Plus. She will navigate through for you and go, Frozen, the blue one.
Yes, because she gets the concept of a tablet. So, she'll choose the apps, but she can't touch our TV.
Oh, she touches the TV. Well, it just doesn't do anything.
Right. It doesn't do anything when she touches the TV, so she knows that she needs the remote, but she hasn't figured out how to navigate with the remote yet. I'm sure it's coming soon.
Yeah, at some point. She says, fine, I'll do it myself.
But, I mean, she tries, but when she's tired and, like, the words are not coming, then it's just, you know what, I'm just gonna bite and scratch and kick and claw until I get my way.
And the other thing, too, is, like, it's like a weird combination because also when she's tired, it's like, it's like a last gasp before she flares out, like, and she gets the zoomies and she bounces and she runs around and she screams. And then, you try to like, okay, it's time to go to sleep. And then she'll hit and bite and scratch.
And then suddenly she'll just fall over.
Yeah, and then just fall over. I mean, that's literally what happened before we came in here is, like, she was just, I was getting myself ready. And, like, you were trying to get her to go to sleep for, like, 2 hours while I was doing stuff in the other room. And I expected...
Although she wasn't clawing and scratching. She was just distracted. And
yes.
not, She wasn't being violent. She was not doing what she was supposed to be doing at that point.
But then very suddenly she just was like, all right, and just went to sleep.
Yeah.
And then she also, like, sometimes she'll listen to us, and sometimes she just conveniently can't hear whatever we're saying.
Oh my god, the selective hearing and the selective seeing thing, like, I can't imagine, like, when she's a teenager... And, like, she's going to be one of those people, like, I can't find my shoes. And, like, the shoes are going to be sitting in front of her face. She literally, like, has her cup in front of the television. And she's standing in front of the television, staring over her cup at the TV. And I'll be like, get your cup. And she'll be like, I don't know where it is. I can't find it. I have to find it. And I'm like, child, it is in front of your face. Like, if it had arms, it would hit you. Like,
yeah. But, yeah, and, and Rachel jokingly floated the idea. It's like, oh, well, maybe she's having eye trouble. I'm like, yeah, this kid has no eye trouble. She can see, like, a tourist, like, walking down the street at, like, 12 blocks and, like...
start yelling hello at them because she's starved for social interaction.
And God forbid we go on, YouTube, because my little profile picture will pop up, and she'll be like, "It's mommy." It's like a half an inch tall, and she's like, "It's mom."
In the top corner.
In the top corner, yeah. Like she's like, she can see it. She's just choosing not to for a while. I don't know.
So that somebody will do it for her.
I guess
because she has decided that somebody will do it for her, and it's funny. But the hearing, the selective hearing, is going to be a problem. Because, like, we'll tell her to clean up her toys or something like that. And she'll be like, huh? And, like, we'll call her name and she'll be like, I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, just
wander around talking. Like you're not even talking. Like, if she doesn't, she doesn't want to know.
Is she giving us the silent treatment? Like, I don't know. It's...
She just wants to... She's asserting her dominance. She wants you to know who's in charge. And she'll answer you when she's damn good and ready.
It's difficult to try to reprimand her because, again, she's 2. There's a level to which, you can try to negotiate. There's a level to which you can try to bribe or use reverse psychology. I mean, reverse psychology is
working pretty well with right now. I mean, we're riding that wave while it lasts until she figures that out.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll do, like, when we have the moon and stars, the lullaby that we use. She'll be like, no moon and stars, not nap time. And we'll have it on the TV playing to try to, like, lull her to sleep. And we'll try to cuddle her, and she'll get up and run across the room. And we'll go, come back here and lay down, or we're going to turn this off. And she's like, no, don't turn off moon and stars, which you don't want it anyway, but okay. So that works?
Yeah, and it works when, it's bath time.
Although she loves getting a bath.
She loves getting a bath.
Which is sometimes like we're not getting a bath right now.
Yeah.
Like,
and then,
It's 11 a.m. We're about to have lunch. Why are you yammering for a bath? No. It's not necessary. But
it works for putting on clothes.
Yes.
Getting dressed, getting our hair done.
Yes. But sometimes it doesn't, and we're trying to instill timeouts, which is hard because, again, she's wriggly, she runs, she doesn't want to listen. And, you know, we're doing everything we can to not be those parents who spank. And
I lived.
yeah, but it doesn't necessarily do any good other than, like...
Oh, yeah, because if you're telling her not to hit and
Yeah.
then you're hitting her, you know...
It's sending a mixed message. I mean, it'll shock her into, like, stopping, and then she'll be screaming, which is like, I wanted you to be quiet. I'm not... If I hit you now and you start screaming, now you're being louder. But, I mean, I also know from,
Well,
like...
I don't believe in disciplining for being loud. Like, I will never... That's not a thing that I do.
Yeah, no.
You know, if you do something wrong, if you're hitting, if you're biting, if you're putting something in your mouth after I told you not to, like, stuff like that, fine. But
Yes.
just for being loud, kids are loud.
Yeah.
So suck it up.
And it's difficult when you're in a confined space, when you're in, like, a small apartment. But, you know, yeah, she's going to be loud. From my perspective, I know personally, because, you know, I live too. But, you know, when I was a kid and I got spanked, I was just resentful. I was like, you for hitting me.
That's just your personality.
Well, I know, but, like, it didn't dissuade me from doing the thing that I got in trouble for.
Pretty sure you were...
Again.
I'm sure you came out of the womb indignant.
Yes.
Like,
My baby picture looks very pissed off.
I mean,
it was a C-section baby, so I wasn't expecting to do that day. I was just chilling. But, you know. I don't like surprises.
You get very indignant about everything. You're very good at that. It's just your game.
Fine. But, you know, I mean, I know for me, like, it didn't dissuade, like, hitting me when I was a kid didn't dissuade me from doing the thing that I just got in trouble for in the future. It just made me, you know, sneaky. And when I was little, I was very good at just being quiet about the things I was doing, which I was not supposed to be doing.
Like when you were 2?
I don't know if so much when I was...
Better self-control than me.
I don't know if when I was 2, but, you know, when I was 5, yeah.
I don't think she could be sneaky if she tried. Like, she's... First of all, like, she sets little booby traps for herself all over her, like, messy play area. So she trips and falls over everything. And she's, like, clumsy as shit. So, like... And then, like... She's not at the sneaky phase.
No.
She's at the phase where she actually looks at us, waits for us to look at her, and then does something wrong. She's not supposed to touch the plants. She knows she's not supposed to touch the plants. She's been in trouble for touching the plants 1,000 times. So now, she'll go over to the plants. She'll see me look at her, because I know she's going to touch a plant. She'll look at me, I'll look at her, she'll look at me, I'll look at her, and then the finger will come out, and she will touch the plant. And wait to see if I'm going to yell at her.
Sometimes, though, you see what she's about to do, you're like, don't touch those plants. And then she goes, ha, and touches them. It's that little evil giggle. Stop. But, you know, you gotta laugh, because she's just goofy, and... It's frustrating sometimes because, you know, you're tired and, you know, you're trying to get through your day in, you know, the middle of a pandemic. But she's so smart. And that's the thing, you know, it's like, she's so smart, Jenny. Like, it's...
I'm not Jenny.
Well, you say that to me all the time. But, like, I know I've changed my name several times. It's confusing. But, you know, she is really, really smart, and it's scary sometimes how smart she is. So, you know, when she does get to the sneaky phase, you know...
We're in trouble.
We're in trouble. We're so
I don't know.
trouble.
That not spanking thing might go out the window.
Well, we're trying.
Here's the thing. I don't have the arm strength to spank. I can't even hold her down for a timeout.
That's fair.
I can't wrestle her. That's the frustrating thing with trying to discipline her. For me, is that I can't do much other than, you know, yell at her and tell her to stop which I can't really do because anytime that there's any kind of disturbance in the house, Shannon comes running in from the other room like Wonder Woman with her hands on her hips and starts yelling louder than me. You know,
well,
so
I'm trying to
can't
help.
So I can't really discipline her. She only listens to Shannon now because, you know, so it's kind of a pain. But I can't, you know, physically make her, like, stop doing anything because I can't wrestle with her. I can't, you know, I can grab her and tell her to sit down and not stand on the sofa. But I can only do that 20 times before
And
I can't do that anymore, you know, and, you know, trying to get her to sit still in a timeout, you know, we try to make her sit still and she wants to keep getting up and then we have to grab her and put her back on the seat and stuff like that. And, it's difficult.
And, you know, I come running, you know, in from the other room, not because I'm trying to, like, get in the middle of everything, but she beats the shit out of you. Like,
Sometimes.
Yeah,
you know.
because, I mean, I know that you physically can't.
Sometimes it's just, you know, when she's standing by the window and trying to open the window and I'm telling her not to do that.
Okay.
You know, but at night really is, you know, when she starts, like, beating the crap out of me.
Yeah.
When she's getting tired.
And you know, you can't physically, like, fend her off when she's getting, like, violent and rambunctious and jumping on you and, you know, so there's a level to which I'm like, I'm trying to prevent you from getting hurt because, you know, you're trying to deal with that with your EDS. But, you know, sometimes I've gotten in the habit of doing it so much that, like, sometimes, like, I jump the gun. I'm like, stop it. And you're like, I don't need you right now.
And in that case, it's hard to present a united front to her because I'm like, you know, I got it. And then, you know, you're like, well, I was trying to help. And then she's like, I'm going to go jump off a building now because they're distracted. You know, because, you know, she has no sense of self-preservation.
Well, yeah, she's 2. She's going to live forever.
You know, none.
Yeah, no.
I'm just going to juggle these steak knives. Like, you know.
People think that's a joke. She actually took my knife one time when I was eating dinner. I was like, whoa, what are you doing? No.
She's like, I'm going to get my way tonight. Watching what I want to watch.
No, she's just... It wasn't that well thought out. She's just like, here's
a random shiny thing.
Yeah. I'm like, no, that's a sharp, shiny thing. I'm like, no, it's hot. That's the other thing, too. Is she understands the concept that the kitchen is hot. And so
she's not allowed to go in the kitchen.
She's not allowed to go in the kitchen. So, like, just... She understands that concept, so other things which are dangerous, like the electrical outlet or, like, knives, they're hot. Just anything that is dangerous is hot.
Yeah, but the problem is that she doesn't realize that it's dangerous to her and not dangerous to us. So, like, sometimes I'll be in the kitchen, like, doing something that has nothing to do with heat, like, I don't know, washing dishes. And she'll start yelling at me that the kitchen is hot and I shouldn't be there.
Well, yeah, obviously.
And I'm like, A, you're not in charge. I can do what I want. You know, and B, this part of the kitchen isn't hot. Like, I'm not in mortal danger.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. We told her not to touch the plants. The other day, Shannon was watering the plants. And she reprimanded her for watering the plants.
Don't touch the plants.
Don't touch the plants. And then, what was the other? Oh, the phones. Because she's not allowed to touch our phones.
Yeah.
So, like, if my phone's laying around while I'm doing something, you know, Shannon will grab it and get it out of the way so that she can't touch it, right? But then she'll reprimand Shannon for having stolen my phone because you're not supposed to touch the phone.
Here's the thing, though. Like, 99.999% of the time, she already had it, like, and she had it in her hands, and she's pounding on, like, your lock screen trying to get into it.
You're trying to make an emergency call.
Trying to make emergency calls, and so I snatched the phone away from her, and then she's like, that's Mommy's phone, give it back. I'm like, then why did you have it?
Exactly. You're not the keeper of Mommy's phone.
no, that's not how this works. And she does it with your phone. She does it with my phone.
She also does it with the remote. If Shannon has decided that she wants to watch something that is not approved by her, like, she'll, like, snatch the remote from her and say, no, it's mommy's remote, and she'll give it to me because she thinks that I'm going to put on what she wants to watch.
And then she's just aghast when you hand it back to me.
There's a lot of things that are, that she thinks she has to grant permission.
Yes.
For, she thinks she is the
she's being magnanimous and all
the
of her
decider.
divine...
She's the decider.
Fuck.
She decides.
Oh God. Well, I mean, she's she thinks that we're dutiful subjects and she's being kind to us.
That's right. We're magnanimously allowed to change her diapers.
Yeah, it's
wipe her butt, and feed her all meals. Feed her applesauce every meal of the day. And,
but I think
clean her dirty hands.
I think the best thing we have going for us, though, is that she doesn't have an attention span. So if you can successfully distract her with something else, like she's freaking out because you're changing her diaper for whatever reason, and then you start distracting her with, like, a song or something like that, or like...
Wheels on the Bus works really well.
It does. Or like...
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, also a good one.
She likes to point out, like, different, like, parts, like, where's her hair and her nose and her, like, fingers and, like, her ears. That will distract her for a while, which she also does that when we're trying to make her go to sleep, and she starts pointing out my ears and, like, just labeling things, because that's the best time to make
stalling.
Sure that, yeah, I know it's stalling.
The thing is, when she actually gets an attention span and higher reasoning, we are so fucked. We are so fucked. Because she's gonna either be, like, a magnanimous ruler and we her, like, loyal subjects, or she's gonna be, like, a crazy supervillain.
Yes.
Bent on destruction.
Just like Stewie.
And we're gonna be her hostages. I don't know.
But
I hope if she's like Stewie, she wants to kill you and not me.
Wow. All right. Well, that's... Okay.
No, I mean...
You know what, though? She doesn't have, like, a frenemy relationship with the dog, so...
She might by that point, especially if she doesn't... If Miranda doesn't start listening when she says to sit.
She keeps plying the dog with food scraps, so, I mean, I think she's trying to buy her affection. I will say, the one thing, though, in, like, all of this, is that, like, it's amazing to watch her grow and develop and, like, see the wheels moving.
Yeah, and normally it would happen at daycare, and then
Yes.
we would just be like, oh my god, has she been doing this the whole time? And they'll be like, oh, yeah, she started doing that the other day, or something like that, and I'll be like,
Oh, what?
oh,
Yeah.
wow, But it's interesting to actually be able to watch her.
Yes.
And this is one of the good things that has come out of, being stuck here. But it's difficult, and, the next thing that we're going to be tackling after if we get a hang of how to do the potty training thing, and the consistency with that is really the binky thing.
Oh, God.
And to be fair, the binky has kind of been a backslide.
A little bit.
Because at daycare, she can't have the binky. So, Mr. Mouth. Mm-hmm. And this is why we have sippy cups. Talk about backsliding.
Yeah, well. That works. Thank you.
So, what was I saying? Oh, no, so she's not allowed to have the binky all day at daycare. So she has the binky before daycare, and she has the binky when she leaves daycare, but usually at home she has the binky. But
Because it's the morning or the evening, and we're
right.
just waking up, or we're getting ready to go to bed.
Right. And so here she's had the binky the whole time. And so we're trying to slowly make the binky a just nap time, just sleep time kind of thing, because, but sometimes she'll get pissed and she wants the binky, and, you can negotiate a little bit with her, and at some point, like, we just end up giving in and be like, oh, fine.
Here's the thing, though. I took the binky away. She had no binky. she had a spare binky hidden somewhere. I don't know where she got it from.
She's squirreling them away because she knows we're going to take them.
The other day, I was like, wait a minute. I went and looked in the other room, like, no, it's still there. Where the hell did that come from? So,
and it's not. She doesn't have any pockets. I don't know.
I don't know.
But yeah. So the binky will be tackling that. But I think here's the thing that we haven't really been doing, and that we need to kind of work on, is that we both end up with some great ideas and never share them with each other. So, like, I'm doing something with the potty training, and Shannon has no idea what I'm doing. And I've kind of expected her to catch on, but, maybe we should, like, actually talk about that a little bit.
It helps.
And, I think the same thing when we start to do the binky thing. We should probably actually get on the same page before we start that nonsense.
Executive decision. This is what we're doing. What? Oh, we are? Okay.
So, yeah. But, it's been an adventure. It's been funny for some of the time and aggravating for a lot of the time. But
I think that's parenting in
a nutshell.
Yeah, that's a summary. It's
but we're anxious for her to get back to daycare too, because she's missing her friends and her teachers, and we're missing her friends and her teachers. No, she has really good teachers at her daycare, and I love her, and sometimes I need a break.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I don't remember when it was that my mother said, "I hope your kids are just like you," but I know it wasn't meant as, "I hope you have wonderful, delightful, intelligent kids." I'm sure it was, when I was 12 or 13 and going through that phase where I just, hated my mother's guts for a while and was very vocal about it. But I think we have gotten a kid that's a lot like us.
Yes, very much so.
I see a lot of us and a lot of our family in her.
Yes.
And, which is disarming sometimes because, I see me and I go, oh no. And I see Shannon and I go, oh God. But then sometimes, she has that little smile that is just like your mom.
Yeah.
Or, the mannerisms that I do not understand, where she picked up mannerisms that are exactly like my grandmother. They are exactly like my and
it's because we named her after both of them, and so the universe said, "Here are your traits. Enjoy."
Yes. And so, as crazy as she can sometimes be, and maddening, that cuteness and those traits that she possesses from us and for our family kind of they make
endearing.
They're endearing, and they make it worthwhile, and they make her not so maddening.
Speak of the devil, though, you probably heard that she just woke up from her nap, so...
Don't call her a devil. She's not a devil. But she just woke up from her nap, so she's now sitting on our lap while we're recording the very end segment, because... Why not? Because it's actually because it's keeping her quiet, because she has a tendency to wake up from her nap screaming bloody murder.
Yeah.
So...
Can you say hi?
You gonna say hi? Say hi.
Say hi. No.
Pouty face.
You're not here, are you? You're still half asleep. Okay.
She's like, give me the binky back.
Okay.
Okay.
I think we should call it a wrap then.
Okay. Well, so thank you for listening to another exciting episode of Our Life in Transition.
You nailed it that time. Good job.
I am Rachel.
And I am Shannon.
And we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Say bye.
Say bye-bye. She waved at you.
Thank you again for listening to Our Life in Transition.
This show is hosted by Rachel and Shannon McDill.
Our producer and editor is Shannon McDill.
Our theme music is Seize the Day by Jens Kiilstofte.
Support us on Patreon at patreon.com/olitpod. That's /OLITPOD.
Your support makes this show possible. Thank you.